everyone, this is Sarah from Cooking Allergen Free. We are as always proud to be the busy mom's guide to allergen free cooking. Today we are going to be doing cinnamon raisin bread. One of my personal favorites and kind of one of the harder ones to sort of make allergen free. So in the interest of shaving off a little bit of time, I have my wet ingredients and my dry ingredients already prepared and kneaded into a dough. My wet ingredients were 1 cup water, 1 teaspoon apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of dark buckwheat honey. I like the dark buckwheat, but you can go with golden if you'd like. Half cup of 100% pure maple syrup, 2 teaspoons of Bertolli light tasting olive oil. And you definitely want to go with a tasting olive oil. The difference is it has less of a olive taste. It's a little bit more mild. It's generally used in like dips and things. If you can't find light tasting olive oil, which has like a very buttery, smooth flavor, just go with canola. That's fine. It's a half cup of raisins and then a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And what I like to do is put it in the microwave, usually for about 20 seconds at a time, or 10 depending on the strength of your microwave. And you want to get the temperature of it up to about 110 to 115 degrees, which is really important for yeast. When it gets up to that temperature, you're going to want to add about 2 teaspoons of yeast. You're going to set that aside and allow that to ferment. You'll be able to tell that it's working successfully when it just kind of bubbles and froths and gets kind of creamy looking. My dry ingredients I mix separately in a separate dish. That's 5 cups of my basic flour recipe, which you can find on my Facebook, here on YouTube. I think I've even posted it a few times on Twitter, but you can look us up at Facebook, www.facebook.com/cookingallergenfree, and it's posted there. So it's 5 cups basic flour, 1 tablespoon of xanthan gum, 1 teaspoon salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, half cup white sugar, and a half cup of sugar in the raw. If you don't have sugar in the raw, please do not substitute brown sugar. Your crust will get really gooey. So if you don't have sugar in the raw, just go with a full cup of white sugar, and then 2 teaspoons cinnamon. You combine, and you knead, as I am doing, for about a minute. You're going to see that your dough starts to incorporate. What I like about this is that it has a nice consistency. It's like pizza dough. It's something you can work with, whereas a lot of allergen-free recipes, your bread is kind of like wallpaper paste and you just pour it into a dish. This one you can actually work. So we're going to work. Alright, when you get it nice and tight feeling, you're going to shape it kind of into a nice long rectangle. Here we go. You're going to want to roll it out. My oldest son would really wish he was here right now. He likes to do this part of it for me. He likes to roll. Okay, now it doesn't have to be perfect. You know, very few things in life really are. Flip it around. Okay. Okay. Get it down. Alright, now, what I really like about this is it's got a very nice filling. In fact, let me double check my filling ingredients, make sure I'm giving it to you correctly here. It's 2 cups raisins, 1 tablespoon vanilla, 1 cup brown sugar, a tablespoon of the extra light tasting olive oil. And as I said earlier, if you don't have that, you can substitute canola, that's fine. That's more just to help it spread. And of course, 2 cups of raisins. I set this into a food processor, and And you just got to let it go until you get a nice little paste. You don't want a lot because these flours are very delicate and it could kind of get spongy and a little liquidy. You don't want it, so you really don't want a lot, but you want enough that you get a nice little ribbon through it. Okay, so just kind of try to spread that out evenly. Try to not go all the way to the edges. Okay. And then really all you're going to be doing at this point is rolling it up. So, roll. And you get a beautiful little roll out of this, and it's very nicely flavored all throughout because you do have raisins in the dough itself, and then you have your raisin paste. So we are going to let this, we're going to shape this into a nice dough, nice bread dough shape, and we're going to let this rise in the oven. Now, there we go. Let me grab that for you, excuse me. I have one that's been rising now, and as you can see, it doesn't get a lot bigger. I've had this half of the dough rising for about a half hour. What I do is I take 4 to 5 cups of boiling water, put it into a oven-safe dish, put that in the oven, and put the oven on the lowest temperature it has. You're going to want to let the oven warm up, and you just pop it in and allow the yeast in it to have it rise. Not too hot. You know, if your oven has a really high lowest temperature setting, like let's say 200, 210, crack the door. Just let it go. But anyway, so this is how much it makes. I prefer to divide it into 2 loaves rather than one big loaf, but if you want one big loaf, that's fine. I just like to freeze it, you know, and it does freeze pretty well, but you're only going to want to keep it a couple weeks. This dough doesn't freeze well for the long term. Okay, well, this was part 1 of the video. I'm going to go let the other one rise, and I'm going to go bake them, and I will come back with part 2. All right.